Did anyone ever think a scrappy little 560 square foot restaurant in Washington, D.C. would one day flourish into a business with over 140 locations? Or that business would one day file its papers with the Securities and Exchange Commission to take its stock public? That's Sweetgreen's story, and I gotta admit, it's pretty inspiring. Hi, I'm Shannon Terrell, editor for Finder.com, and today we are going to get into Sweetgreen's IPO, the pros, the cons, the financials, plus how to actually purchase the stock once it goes live. Let's dive in. So before we dive into the financials, let's take a quick bird's eye view of Sweetgreen's IPO, just so you know what you're getting into. Sweetgreen plans to go public on the New York Stock Exchange under the ticker symbol SG. Its stock is expected to go public at a price of $23 to $25 per share, and it's targeting a valuation of $2.5 to $2.7 billion. As for when it'll go public, Sweetgreen's stock goes live on November 18th. Now, important side note, Robinhood investors out there might have a leg up on the competition thanks to its pre-IPO investing feature. And I promise we are going to get into that in just a few minutes. But first, the financials. Sweetgreen reported a net loss of $67 million on revenue of $274 million in 2019. In 2020, it reported a loss of $141 million on revenue of $220 million, according to its S1 filing. The bottom line, 2020 was rough for Sweetgreen, which is something that plenty of other businesses in the food industry experienced last year. But before you write Sweetgreen off, you'll want to hear what it's reporting for 2021. The company has already made more in 2021 than it did in all of 2020, and the year's not even over. For the 39 weeks ended September 26, 2021, Sweetgreen reported $243 million in revenue and a loss of $86 million. Sweetgreen's 2021 financials look promising, but nothing is guaranteed. As always, do your research and carefully vet the company before you invest. Socially conscious investing is a strategy that's picking up steam. And if you're looking to support a business that works with sustainable suppliers and earth-friendly foods, Sweetgreen may fit the bill. The company works with domestic farmers to produce quick, healthy meals that marry the fast food model of fast, budget-conscious bites with wholesome, fresh ingredients of farm-to-table cooking. Oh, and according to Sweetgreen, there are 50 million Americans who eat fast food on a daily basis. It's a pretty big demographic, and Sweetgreen aims to target that demographic by offering food that's just as accessible and quick, but packs the nutritional punch of a whole foods meal. Sounds pretty good, right? Well, hold up, because no investment is risk-free, and Sweetgreen is no exception. First up, as we mentioned before, Sweetgreen isn't profitable. Plus, Sweetgreen mentions in its S1 filing that it's still working hard to expand its business, and as such, expects its operating expenses to increase significantly. For a business that's yet to turn a consistent profit, this is something worth considering for interested investors. Oh, and it's worth mentioning that Sweetgreen is operating in a highly competitive space. The food industry grows rapidly, and businesses need to be highly adaptive to keep pace. See? I told you I was going to talk about Robinhood again. Now, you might be wondering, why are we talking about Robinhood? I thought this was a video about Sweetgreen's IPO. And you're right, this is about Sweetgreen. But here's the thing, if you're a Robinhood investor, you don't need to wait for Sweetgreen's IPO to go live. You can get in on those juicy pre-IPO shares right now. Here's how. First up, log into your Robinhood account and search for Sweetgreen by company name. Here, you'll see all of the information that's tied to Sweetgreen's listing, including the expected share price, its IPO date, and all of the significant milestones on Sweetgreen's road to the public market. Next, tap the button that says Request Shares. From here, you'll get some information on how Robinhood's pre-IPO investing feature works, including what affects investor requests for shares. Select Select Start Request. Enter the number of Sweetgreen shares that you'd like to purchase. You'll see the estimated cost below. If you don't have enough buying power to complete the request, Robinhood will let you know. From here, you can either make a deposit to increase your buying power, or you can simply dismiss the request. Keep in mind that Robinhood adds a 20% buffer to the expected price range in anticipation of potential price movement. Now, you can elect to buy in at the expected price range, or you can name your own price, in which case you'll only receive shares if the price of shares is equal to or less than the price that you set. From here, you simply review your order, and if you're happy with it, hit submit. Now, just because you've submitted an order doesn't mean you become an immediate shareholder. While you wait for the listing to become available, you can edit, change, or cancel your order outright. You are not locked into your request. Once the listing is live, your order will be submitted. It is also possible that you'll receive fewer shares than you requested, and in some circumstances, you may not receive any shares at all. But that's the nature of pre-IPO investing. Oh, and by the way, Robinhood isn't the only broker that offers access to pre-IPO shares. SoFi also offers a pre-IPO investing feature and is one of Robinhood's direct competitors. If your broker doesn't offer access to pre-IPO investing, you're going to need to wait for Sweetgreen's release to place an order. And if you don't have a brokerage account at all, you can review potential brokers by features, fees, and investor feedback on Finder.com to narrow down your options. Once Sweetgreen stock hits the market, it will be available for purchase on the New York Stock Exchange. Log into your brokerage account and search for the company by name or by ticker symbol, SG. You can then set up a limit order to purchase shares at a predetermined price of your choosing, or you can wait for the stock to go live and buy shares at the going market rate. And there you have it, a look at Sweetgreen's upcoming IPO. Before you invest, be sure to vet the company by conducting your own research. And check back to our Sweetgreen IPO page for the latest info on its public debut. If you like this video, hit the subscribe button to be the first to know when new Finder videos drop. Thanks for watching.